Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samahprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. Om Shri Medha Dakshinamurti Swamine Namaha. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Satchidananda Rupaya Krishnaya Krishnakarine Namo Vedanta Vedyaya Gurave Buddhi Sakshine Krishna Dvaipayanam Vyasam Sarvalokahite Ratam Vedabjab Bhaskaram Vande Shamadhi Nilayam Munim Sahasramurte Purushottamasya Sahasranetranana Parabaho Sahasranamnam Stavanam Prashastam Nirujyate Janma Jaradi Shantyai. Namaste once again, everyone.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste. Before we start,
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram. Please mark your
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Namaskaram. Namaskaram, everybody. So Sarva Sarvaga Sarva Vidbhanuhu Vishwakseno Janardanaha Vedo Veda Vidavyango Vedango Veda Vidkavihi. This is the shloka we are seeing the meanings of. And in the last class, I think we saw the meaning up to Veda Avyangaha, we saw the meaning, correct? Now I think we have to see the meaning of from Vedanga. Right? Vedango is Vedanga. Actually, go is because of a Sandhi root. So the word is actually Vedanga. Vedanga means the one for whom the Veda is a anga, is a part, it's a limb. Veda is the limb for one. Veda anga bhutaha yasya sa vedangaha, says Adi Shankara. So Bhagavan is Veda, we have seen. And he is also Vedanga. So to understand Bhagavan, the Vedas are required. And through an anga, a part, the angi, the whole, can be understood. So the Lord is one for whom the Veda is an anga, and through this anga, the Lord is the angi, the subject matter of the Vedas is reached. So Vedas actually have got 6 angas. So, Vyakaranam, Niruktam, Shiksha, then Jyotisha Sastram. There are totally 6 angas for the Vedas. So all that, each one of them is a limb of the Lord only, because he himself is the Veda. So when he is the Veda, all the parts also belong to him, all the limbs also belong to him. So that is why it's Vedanga. Then Vedavit. Vedavit, earlier also we saw this. Vedavit, but it is different. Here is Adi Shankara takes a different shade of meaning. Vedavit here means the one who inquires into the Vedas. Vedan vinte vicharayati iti vedavit, he says. Okay. And in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna, he presenting the entire essence of Vedas. After all, Bhagavad Gita is nothing but the condensation of Vedas. It's a Vedas in a what capsule form, rather you can call it. And hence he is Vedavit. We have already seen during when we saw the meaning of the Dhyana Slokas, where the Vedas were compared to cows and Krishna was Dogda, the milkman was Sri Krishna. We saw that meaning. Okay. Because the cows will not yield milk to anybody, any Tom, Dick and Harry who is passing. The cow will yield milk only to that person who understands the cow very well, who is very close, who is connected with the cow. The cow can actually recognize such person. Maybe one or two people, not all of them. Okay. So Krishna alone as the Gopala. Gopala means the protector of the cows, can make them yield milk to the fullest extent. That's why Adi Shankara says, Vedan vicharayati. He inquires, Krishna inquires into the Upanishads, analyzes them. The entire Veda, not only Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita contains Karma Kanda portions also. Entire Karma Yoga is all about Karma Kanda. Swadharma, which he talks about, is all from Karma Kanda. So he analyzes the entire Vedas and presents the Amrita of the Vedas, the nectar of the Vedas, the essence of the Vedas in the entire Gita. And that is why he is called Vedavit. So Lord is Vedakrit, the maker of the Vedas. If he is Vedakrit, then he should be Vedavit, because if he has made the Vedas, he must know also all the Vedas. He must have analyzed, he knows what he has told in the Vedas. Okay. So at the beginning of each Kalpa, before the creation, before the first Jiva comes into existence, Vedan Vicharayati, he inquires into, thinks over how the Vedas in the previous, how were the Vedas in the previous Kalpa, and makes them for this Kalpa. That's why he is Vedavit. And as I said, we have seen Vedanga, Siksha, Vyakaranam, then other areas like, Pratishakya, then Mimamsa, all those are analysis of the Vedas. That disciplines of phonetics, grammar, manuals developed for interpretation of the Vedas, all those things are all part, and the Lord Bhagavan knows all those things. Even pronunciation of the words in the Vedas, how they have to be pronounced, there are manuals for that. So all these things put together finally arrives at the meaning of the Vedas, and he has given the Vedas to us after all this process. So he is Vedavit. That is the meaning of Vedavit. Then the last nama in this shloka, Kavihi. Kavihi normally is called, a poet is called a Kavi. But here, the one who sees beyond everything is called a Kavi. Kavihi Kranta Darshi Sarvadrik, says Adi Shankara. So a Kavi is one who is able to see something more than what other people can see, other ordinary people can see. And that is why probably a poet is called a Kavi, because his imagination goes far. and he can see so many things which we people cannot see, subtle things and all the quiet can see. Then that is what helps him in describing that those things in his poetry, which we all enjoy. Okay. So when the Lord here is called a Kavi, he is a Krantadarshi. He sees far. What our eyes cannot see also, what our ears cannot hear also, where here, when we say seeing, it includes all faculties, all 5 sense faculties: hearing, seeing, touching. So what we cannot do with our sense faculties, the Lord is able to go beyond all that and reach those things. That's why he is called the Trikala Jnani. He has the knowledge of all 3 periods of time. Because he's the only one who exists in all 3 periods of time. He is Satyam, he is Sat. So he knows the past, what was, what is, and what will be also. So in that way, he becomes a Sarvajna, all-knowing. And he is the real Kavi. Because he is Sarvadrik, sees everything in all details and in depth in all directions. Our eyes can see only what is there in our front, what is there at our back, our eyes can't see. But Bhagavan's eyes are all sides, everywhere. So he becomes a Kavi, so he can see far beyond everything. And this Kavi word is not just in Vishnu Sahasranamam. This is occurs as a description of Bhagavan in Upanishads also. Na anyaha ataha asti drashta, says Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. There is no seer other than him. Na anyaha drashta asti. He is the only seer. What we are able to see is because of the grace of the Lord only we are able to see. It is his power, a minuscule of that we have got and we are able to see. Ishavasa Upanishad talks of him as Kavir Manishi, Kavir Manisha, or Kavir Manishi, I think. Yeah. So again, the word Kavi is used. And also in Gita, Bhagavan says Kavim Puranam Anushasitaram, he says in the 8th chapter. So Kavim, again he uses the word. So the word Kavi is a word which is used for Bhagavan in many Upanishads and many scriptural texts. So that is why here also we understand that Bhagavan is called Kavihi. Okay. Now we will move on to the next sloka. Excuse me. Lokadhyakshasuraadhyaksho dharmadhyakshakrita kritah chaturatma chaturvyuhah chaturdamstras chaturbhujah. So again, this shloka contains 8 namas. Lokadhyakshaha, Suradhyakshaha, Dharmadhyakshaha, Krita Kritah, then Chaturatma, Chaturvyuhaha, Chaturdamstraha, and Chaturbhujaha. 8 namas are there in this shloka. So the first is Lokadhyakshaha. Adhyaksha means normally, a lord, a person who has got who is appointed to oversee, the overseer, Adhyaksha. That's a normal meaning. It's a grammatical Sanskrit language meaning. So here is Lokadhyaksha, the Lord of all the worlds. All worlds, 14 worlds is the Lord. And Adi Shankara says, Lokan Adhyakshayati. अध्यक्षयति इति लोकाध्यक्षः सर्वेषां लोकानां प्राधान्य एन उपद्रष्टा. So Adhyaksha, as I said, is someone who presides or who supervises, who oversees. When we have a meeting and the person is appointed as a president or chairman of the meeting, he is called Adhyaksha. It is his responsibility to conduct the meeting, the proceedings of the meeting. So the Bhagavan, the Lord, is Lokadhyaksha because Lokan Adhyakshati. He presides over all the lokas, all the worlds. And as we have already seen, this word loka, it has got different interpretations. The word loka has got different interpretations depending on the context. Okay. Lokyate anubhuyate iti loka is one interpretation. What is experienced by everyone is called loka. Anubhuyate, experienced. This is the karma vyutpatti. It is in the sense of an object which is experienced. So here, when we say loka, the object is pointed out. Object of experience is pointed out. So one who presides over all the words is also the witness of all the experiences. He is called Lokadhyaksha, which is Paramatma. We have seen Sakshi Rupena. Okay. So here in this, Ishvara is presented as the Pratyek Atma, the inner self, the inner witness, inner consciousness, the Antaryami, the one who resides within all individuals, and he controls and directs. And as in Bhagavad Gita, we will see Ishvara in his essential nature is Kshetrajnaha. Kshetrajnaha means Kshetram Janati iti Kshetrajnaha. Kshetra refers to everything, all material things, including our body, mind, sense complex. And this body, mind, sense complex is the one which is experiencing everything. And he, Bhagavan, being Antaryami, sitting inside us, he is presiding over all these experiences. So he is Lokadhyaksha. So he presides over all our own experiences also. So, as I was saying, all our individual experiences, subjective experiences, all these things, they are all being presided over, I wouldn't say controlled, but in one way directed by the Lord. And they are called Adhyatmika Loka. Our own experience is Adhyatmika. The 14 lokas, the external experiences, are called Adi Bhautika lokas. There are different spheres of experiences where we can have desirable experiences, undesirable experiences, and those also can vary in degrees, those experiences. So Ishvara is the presiding deity of both Adi Bhautika lokas and Adhyatmika lokas. The sphere of objective and subjective experiences, including our dream world. Our dream world is a purely subjective experience. It is restricted only to the person who is dreaming. You cannot record your dream and show to all your family members next day morning. See, this is what I dreamt. In fact, even if you remember the dream a little bit, that itself is a great thing. So subjective experiences are there, which only is purely restricted to us. Then the objective experiences is common to everybody. So Adi Bhautika is objective and Adhyatmika is subjective experiences, and he is a Lokadhyaksha for all experiences. Even though every loka will have its own devata, every power, there's so many devatas are there, but he is the Adhyaksha of all the devatas. Because anything that we experience, a power is connected with that experience, isn't it? When we actually see the power of sight is connected, Chakshud Devata, Surya is connected with that. Whenever we hear, there is a power of hearing is connected with that. And the presiding deity of that hearing is Digdevata. So like that, every experience has got a Devata connected with that. Whenever we talk of Devata, we are talking about the total power of that particular aspect. And Ishvara is the Adhyaksha of all the Devatas. So that way also we can say he is Lokadhyaksha. He is the Adhyaksha of all the Lokas. This is one interpretation, which is the Karmani Vyupatti. Then another interpretation is Lokyate Anena iti Loka. That by which one experiences is Loka. And it is called Karana Vyutpatti. That is something which is experience, which is used for experience. An instrument of experience, instrument used for experiencing is also called Loka. So here the instrument, earlier the object was pointed out, here the instrument is pointed out. The senses, the mind through which we perceive experience are all also called Lokas. And for all of them, he is the Pradhana Upadrashta. The one who primarily resides, who pervades all these faculties. Bhagavad Gita, we will see Upadrashta Anumanta Cha. Upadrashta, the person who sees. And Anumanta, the one who is actually managing the whole thing. Keno Upanishad talks of him as Shrotasya Srotram Chakshusha Chakshuhu Manaso Manaha. He is the ear of the ear, the eye of the eye, and he is the mind of the mind. He is superior. He is the one who is the Adhyaksha for all our hearing faculty, sight faculty, the functioning of the mind, everything. Without him, there is no eye. Without him, there is no ear. Without him, there is no mind. But at the same time, he is neither the ear, nor the eye, nor the mind. That we must understand. He is the one who lends Sat, Chit, and consciousness, existence and consciousness, to all of these organs which we have got for them to function. Thus, he is Lokadhyaksha, presiding over all the lokas of the mind and sense faculties or sense organs. This is the two derivations of the word Lokadhyaksha. Karma Vyutpatti, we saw Karmani Vyutpatti and also Karma Vyutpatti. Subjective experience and objective experience, both we have seen. Then Suradhyaksha. Suradhyaksha means the Lord of all Devatas. Lokapaladi Suranam Adhyaksha Suradhyaksha. Very simple, straightforward definition. The Devas are called Suras, another name. Sura and Asura. Devas and non-Devas. So the word Asura actually means those who are not Devas. That's all. So from that narrow meaning, even we are all Asuras only. We are not Devas. Okay. But of course, in the Puranas and all, the asuras are given to all bad, things, disturbing whatever devas are trying to do and all that. At least many of us don't do all those things rather. So that way we can differentiate between sattvic asuras and tamasic asuras rather. Anyway, so these devas, they are the protectors of the world. As I said, the devas, they represent each power. Agni Devata, Vayu Devata, Varuna Devata, Surya Devatas, all each Devata represents one power. And that's why they call Lokapalas. So they are called, what is also called Adhisthana Devatas. So each faculty or each function of our body has got a Devata, who is the Adhisthana Devata, presiding deity of each part of our body. And he, Parameshwara, Paramatma, is the Lord of all those Devas also. He is Palakanam api Palakaha, protector of the protectors. So these Lokapalas are nothing but Ishvara, and they are not separate from Ishvara. So that is why he is Suradhyaksha, Devara, the Lord of the Devas. Then Dharmadhyaksha, the Lord of Dharma. Dharma adharmo sakshat ikshate tad anurupam phalam datum tasmat dharmadhyaksha. Very nice interpretation Adi Shankara gives. He is the ultimate giver of the results of all our actions through the law of karma. Because the entire universe, the cosmos, is driven by the rules of dharma. The order of Ishvara is the dharmic order. And whenever we do an action which goes against that dharmic order, we are committing an adharmic act. As long as our actions are in consonance with the dharmic order, we get punya. And when our actions go against the dharmic order and become adharmic, we get papa. Punya means what? Punya gives us pleasant experiences. Papas gives us unpleasant experiences, undesirable experiences. And he is the Adhyaksha both for Dharma and Adharma, because both are within his realm only. He is everything. So he presides over Dharma, he is also presiding over Adharma. And presiding means what? Whatever Dharma, Adharma we do, he gives us the results of those Dharma and Adharma. So that is why he is the one, like a Supreme Court Chief Justice. He gives us justice for whatever we do. Okay. Dharma adharmo sakshat ikshate. He directly sees as a witness, Sakshi Chaitanyam, what all our actions are, whether they are keeping in with Dharma or they are against Dharma, they are adharmic. How much punya papa have been accumulated by each jiva. And according to his own order, what punya will get what result, what papa should get what result, he actually gives those results. Distributes them. And he never ever gives the wrong result. He is perfect in that. Some sound coming. Somebody is not muted. Okay. So he knows exactly what punya, what result, and what papa, what result should be given. He will never go wrong in that. That is why he is Dharmadhyaksha. Then Krita Kritaha, the one who is both the cause and also the effect. Kritascha karya rupena akritascha karana rupena iti krita kritaha. What is done is krita, that is karya, the product. Akrita is the cause. Akrita does not here mean not, which is not done. Akrita, krita is the product. The product should have, every krita should have an akrita, which is the cause. So akrita means that which is not a product. That is the meaning. So that which is the ultimate cause and is not a created product is akrita. Sarva karana rupena. So as Parameshwara, the cause of the entire Jagat, he is akrita. Then what about this world which is krita? Because world is a product. It is created, it's a creation. And he is also, the Parameshwara is also a krita. Where from where the world has come, the combination of Maya and Parameshwara, we say combination, but actually there is no difference in terms of their coexistence. They are together always, which is what we call Ishvara. That Ishvara is the cause of this, both the material cause as well as the efficient cause of this entire world. So he is both Krita, the product, this creation, and Akrita, the creator also. That is why he is Krita Krita. So he is both as a Karya and also as a Karana. That is why he is also called Para Avara Brahma. Brahman, which is Para, which is the cause, and Avara, which is the effect. Effect is known, which is drashta. We can know the effect, we can see, but we cannot see the cause. So whenever we are able to see the effect and understand the cause through that, that is called a darshana. That's why we have got different darshanas in our shastras. It's darshana means knowledge. So in this knowledge of Ishvara, all doubts disappear. By this knowledge, the knot or the bondage of samsara is dissolved. So Ishvara, Parameshwara is called Krita Kritaha, both the effect and the cause. Then he is also called Chaturatma. Chaturatma means the one who is fourfold in nature. Chatasraha Atmanaha Yasya Saha Chaturatma, says Adi Shankar. In Mandukya Upanishad, it is said that the Atma has got 4 quarters. The Upanishad points out first that Sarvam Omkara Eva. Everything is Omkara alone. That is the starting point. Everything there which is there here is Om. And Om is what? Om is nothing but representation of Ishvara only. Om is the name of Brahman. And it is a sound symbol. We must understand that Om is not a written symbol. It is not a word symbol. Om actually is a sound symbol. And Om also has got a swara, which is Pluta. Means it has got 3 matras. And that is what is told in the Vedas as the primordial sound of this entire universe. This sound of Om is continuously, heard in the universe, not by us, by the rishis who have got those faculties to hear those universal cosmic sound. Puja Swamiji actually goes into an analysis of this word. He says that every word reveals a meaning. And so the word needs to be understood. The approach to the word is purely linguistic. And Om is derived from the dhatu avarakshane, which has the meaning of protecting. The dhatu ava means to protect. So the one who is a source of blessing, who is a source of all protection, is Om. The one who is a sustainer and of course protector of everything is Om. And as I said, Om is a sound symbol and it has got 3 matras. Most of the words, most of the sounds in the language, in Sanskrit language, are either 1 matra or 2 matra. For example, when we say A is a single matra, single period of time. When we say A, it takes 1 unit of time. When we say A, it is 2 matras. It takes 2 units of time. Mostly all vowels, consonants and all swaras, vyanjanas, sounds in the language are 1 or 2 matras. But there are certain sounds which have got 3 matras. And Om is one of such words. So the Upanishad further says, Bhutam Bhavat Bhavishyat iti sarvam Omkara eva. Whatever was there in the past, what is there in the present, and what will be there in the future, that is Om alone. Yacha anyat trikala atitam tadapi Omkara eva. That which is beyond these 3 periods of time, that is also Om. All Mandukya Upanishad. Mandukya Upanishad is a very beautiful Upanishad. Very profound Upanishad rather. It helps us to, it's a very small Upanishad. Only 12 mantras are there. But a Karika, a big commentary has been written by Adi Shankara's Guru. And that Mandukya Karika explains this 12 mantras such profoundly. If you read the Upanishad, you will not understand anything at all without the Karika. If you Mandukya Karika, if you read Upanishad, you won't understand anything. So whenever we read, we say Mandukya Upanishad I am studying, we mean we are studying Mandukya Karika. So, at first, it is said that Om is everything. Then Brahman is everything. In fact, Om is the Abhidhana, the name for Brahman. And Brahman is the Abhidheya, the one who is given a name, the one who is pointed out by the name. So, Om is Brahman and Brahman is everything. And then the Upanishad says, what is this Brahman? It says the self-evident Atma is Brahman. Again, what is this Atma? Who is this Atma? Then it goes to say this Atma has got 4 quarters. And there are 4 quarters, means you can not exactly division of 4, there are 4 entities. You can take it. Okay. So from one standpoint, we can call it a quarter. So from another standpoint, you have got another quarter like that. Okay. But if you take any one of the quarters, it is incomplete. When this entire physical world is experienced by you as the waker, you are called Vishwa. Tattva Bodha students, please recall. As a waker, you are called Vishwa, the waker Atma. The whole world that obtains in the waking is Adhibhuta. And it also includes Adhyatma. That is the body, mind, sense complex, Adhyatmika. So with reference to the individual, the Atma is called Vishwa, the waker. The same Atma, with reference to the totality, the Samashti, is called Virat, the cosmic person. Similarly, in the dream world, which is also a physical world because we experience the dream, but it is only a world comprising of thoughts, but distinctly experienced. But even when we are awake, we are aware of this Sukshma Prapancha. How? Our eyes may be open, but we may be daydreaming. So we are aware of Sukshma Prapancha. So this Sthula Prapancha, at the waking state, we experience the Sthula Prapancha. In the dream state, we experience the Sukshma Prapancha, the subtle universe. And what is the subtle universe within us? The Pancha Pranas, the Indriyas, Dasha Indriyas, Karmendriya, Jnanendriya, Manaha, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara. These are subtle elements within us. We can't see these things with our sense faculties. With our eyes, we cannot see our pranas, Vyana, Udana, Apana, and all. We can't see all of them. Because the eyes are Golakas, they are only instruments for the subtle power to manifest, to use its power. So, from the subtle body point of view, the Atma is called Taijasa. So, from a gross level, Sthula level, Atma was called what? Vishwa. At the subtle level, the dreamer, if you want, the waker we said is Vishwa. The dreamer is Taijasa, it is called. These are the technical words given in the Shastras. And this subtle universe, which is corresponding to our subtle body, is called Hiranya Garbha. So at the individual level, Vishwa, Virat. That is at the gross level. That is the Stula level. Then at the Sukshma level, Taijasa and Hiranya Garbha. That is the Sukshma level. And in the deep sleep world, in the state of deep sleep state, Sushupti Avastha, where both these subtle universe and also the gross universe completely dissolve. they become inactive. The only thing which is active at that time is our breathing. Otherwise, all our even mind is shut down. No, our mind also does not work in the deep sleep state. That state is called prajna at the individual level, and it is called Ishvara at the totality level, at the samashti level. So now, who are you? Are you the waker? Are you the dreamer? Or are you the deep sleeper? Shastra says, Mandukya Upanishad says, you are none of these three. But you are the fourth. What is that fourth? There is not a fourth entity. The fourth is the one which is the witness, which is the experiencer of all these experiences. He is the adhyaksha of all these three states. That is the fourth. It is not a separate quarter. All these three states of our experiences fold unto the fourth. That is why it is called Turiya. Turiyam in Sanskrit means fourth. Okay. So, Atma is present in all these three states of experiences as the witness consciousness, Sakshi Chaitanya. But Atma is not any one of them. So, with reference to these three, the Atma is called Turiya or the fourth. But it is only one, because there is only one Atma and that alone is there. So as I said, at the total level, it is called Virat, Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara. And the Swarupa of all these three also at the total level also is Atma alone, which we call it by the name Brahman. Limitless Satchit Ananda or Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Right, Upanishad. So Atma is at the Karana Upadhi level, as the causal body level is the Prajna or Ishvara, because deep sleep state is equated to the causal body. We have got our body is divided into three spheres: the Stula Shariram, gross body, the Sukshma Shariram, the subtle body, and Karana Shariram, the causal body. And it is in the Karana Shariram that all our karmas are stored. It is the hard disk for our karmas. Not only karmas, also the karmas done by the mind also, not physical karmas alone. Manasa, Vacha, Hastabhyam, Padbhyam, Udanayana, Shishna, all karmas that we do, depending upon whether they are dharmic or adharmic, categorization done and stored in separate files as punya, later on to give us the effect. So this is the causal body, the Karana Sharira. It is dormant. It keeps till the time that karmas mature and then they become manifest. Okay. So even at the gross level, at the samashti level, this Atma is not any of the Stula Prapancha, Sukshma Prapancha or Karana Prapancha. Because whatever is there in our body, corresponding is there at the total level also. We have a gross body, there is a gross universe. We have a subtle body, there is a subtle universe. We have a causal body, there is a causal universe. And that is why I gave you the names rather. Vishwa, Virat, Taijasa, Hiranyagarbha, Prajna, and Ishvara. And there also, at the total level also, like in the case of Atma, all this entire Prapancha at the Stula, Sukshma, and Karana level are presided over by only one, which is Brahman. So as I said, there is Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma at that level. So this, from a Shastra point of view, these four are pointed out as the Atmas. That is why he is Chaturatma. It's a little involved meaning, which Pujya Swamiji very nicely deals with it. Otherwise, according to Upanishad, there is Atma is only one. Then how can we say Chaturatma, the fourth Atma? So this is the explanation we have to understand based upon the Mandukya Upanishad, what is contained in Mandukya Upanishad. Then the next Nama, 138th Nama, is Chaturvyuha. Chaturvyuha means the one who has four manifestations. Vyuhatmanam Chaturdha Vai Vasudevadi Murtibhihi Srishthyadhin Prakarot Yesha Vishrutatma Janardanaha iti Vyasa Vachanat Chaturvyuha. He is quoting from Mahabharata. So according to Veda Vyasa, Vishnu, who is of great fame, manifests in four forms. What are they? Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. And carries on the creation, sustenance, and resolution of this entire universe. So the fourfold vyuhas can be seen as fourfold upadhis of the fourfold layers, which are Stula Prapancha, Sukshma Prapancha, Karana Prapancha, and the fourth one, which is not a layer, but which is the one which pervades all the three layers. Since we have already counted three, we say it is the fourth. But there is no fourth as an entity. It is the one which pervades all the three. Okay. So it is like an actor who appears on the stage as a beggar in one role, as a king in another role, as a soldier in another role. Actor is only one. He is not the fourth. We won't tell him that there is a beggar, there is a king, there is a soldier, and also there is this actor. We won't say that, isn't it? But while counting, we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4. Actor, beggar, king, and soldier. But the fact is that the beggar, king, and soldier are none other than the actor himself. So this is the example Pujya Swamiji gives, a nice example. So it is the same Atma, the same Brahman, which is playing the role of at the individual level as Stula Sharira, at the total level as Stula Prapancha. It is the same Atma or Brahman which at the individual level is playing the role of Sushma Sharira and at the total level as Sushma Prapancha. It is the same Atma or Brahman which is playing the role of Karana Sharira at the individual level and Karana Prapancha at the total level. So this is the Chaturvyuha is an extension of the meaning we saw as Chaturatma. Because if you say it is the four, that means there is something other than these three. When we have said that Ishvara is everything, he is not different from anything. So there cannot be Ishvara separate from this. That is why even though in the Shastra it is said as the fourth, there is actually no fourth. We must understand the fourth is the one which contains all these three within itself. So that is why it is Chaturvyuha. Then Chaturdamshtraha, the one who has got projecting teeth. Damshtraha Chatasro Yasyeti Chaturdamshtraha Nisimha Vigraha. Very simply, Adi Shankara says, don't get too much into interpretation of this. This is nothing but for purposes of our meditation, upasana. The form in his avatara as Nrisimha is described here. Narasimha. He had the face of a lion with 4 damstras, 4 canine teeth projecting out, with which he tore open Hiranyakashipu. And hence he is called Chaturdamshtraha. This is the description of the Lord. Then Chaturbhujaha, the one with 4 arms. Chatvaraha Bhuja Asyeti Chaturbhujaha. And again, this is another form given for as a devata for upasana, rather, as an altar of worship. We invoke Lord Vishnu as Chaturbhuja, Vishnu with 4 hands, and that is the form we see in all photos, in all murtis, vigrahas, everywhere. Okay. In one hand, he has got a shanka, a conch, which is in one hand he got a shastra, some arm, some weapon, chakra in one hand, which he uses to destroy the asuras. And of course, when we are doing the upasana, when we are doing meditation on this form, we need not visualize the asuras outside us. Those asuras are within us, ourselves. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Madam, Acharya, all these asuras are within ourselves. So when we meditate and when we pray to the Lord to use his Shanka and Chakra to destroy the asuras within us. Take us towards more and more sattvic state of personality. Okay. And all that can be done by Bhagavan using his chakra to vanquish our ahankara, because all these other problems are arising from this ahankara only, the ego only. And then one more hasta is a abhaya hasta, which says there is nothing you need to be afraid of. And there is one hand like this, you might have seen in many photos, that says, come to my feet, do sharanagati, you will have no fear. All these are all symbolic for the purposes of meditation. And if we know the meanings of all these things, our meditation, we can recall those meanings and it will be more fruitful, more meaningful meditation for us. And the weapon is there to give us again abhayam. Don't be afraid. I will protect you from all problems. This is the form of Vishnu as Chaturbhuja. So we will stop here today, exact time, and continue in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Thank you all very much.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you.
Hari Om.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you.
Hari Om, Guruji.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you very much.
Any question, please? No questions. Very clear. No problem. So if there are no questions, I will close the session. We can continue next week. Okay? Okay. Hari Om. Thank you very much, all of you.
Thank you, Ji.